Lightworker lies and the hidden story of the hero's journey. This one might get me in a little bit of trouble. Might get me in a little bit of trouble with this one's spiritual ego. It might get me in a little trouble with some lightworkers. It might get me in a little trouble with all of those hero stories and shiro stories that might get revealed or reveled or remembered. Who knows? Let's see. So today I want to share about my part in Lightworker Lies and the hidden story of the hero's journey that I have been playing out. And I'll offer this as an opportunity for maybe someone to remember, to see a part of themselves or not. It doesn't matter. And so the hero's journey of the Lightworker, the Instagram version, the social media version, the one that's shared, is predominantly, nearly always, the highest vision, the highest truth, the beautiful things that we receive, the aspect of the grand vision of the heaven upon the earth, of the highest vision of the light worker, the hero's journey, the special one. The special being story, the special one, is one of the most seductive, one of the most sexy, one of the most alluring. It's the one that draws you the most, especially if you're in this Lightworker Starseed Wayshore community. It's very likely, it's most likely, that you've been unheard, you've been unseen, you've been the golden sheep, formerly known as the black sheep. You've been suppressed, you've been put down, you've been different, you've been rejected. It goes with the territory. You've in some way not felt heard, not felt seen, not felt wanted. And then suddenly you wake up. Suddenly everything becomes clear and you receive your grand mission and your hero's journey and your shero's journey and your lightworker mission appears. And you've got this grand vision and you get this idea and you see an aspect of reality, a beautiful aspect of reality that already exists, but you're here to bring it forward. You're here with your secret codes and your sacred voice and your sacred mission to bring it forward. And the Lightworker lie, or the hidden story of the hero's journey, is that is an individual journey. It's a me. It's I've got the code. I've got the answer. I've got the words. I've got the special language. I've got the key. And the truth about the hero's journey, and the truth about the true Lightworker, is that the grandest vision should scare you, should completely humble you, should completely have you in awe, should completely have you in continuous questions, not answers. The true mission of the Lightworker, the true hero and shero's journey, is something that's so far beyond you that you have absolutely no idea how that could ever happen. You have no idea how you, in any way, could even be a part of it, never mind complete it. That's the true mission, the true vision. But the spiritual ego and the little me and the Lightworker lies and the hidden story of the hero is that it's a me thing. I've got this thing to do, and if I don't do it, it won't be done. I've got this key, and if I don't turn it, no one else will be able to walk through that door. It's the spiritual ego that wants to make it about me. It wants to make it about what I've got. It wants to make it what I can do. It wants to make it about this one thing that's within me that is essential. And the paradox is, it's true. And the spiritual ego and the hidden story and the Lightworker light is that it is only about me. And the grander mission will always put you in places that you don't know the answer. It will always put you in a space where you haven't got a clue and you need help. Again, this Lightworker lie, or this hidden story of the hero, is that I can do it. I'm going to do something. Little me is going to do something. I've got this and I have to share it with the world. And someone needs to listen to me because I've got this one key. Someone someone needs to hear me, the little me, because I've got the answer. And the truth is the grand vision that the truth doesn't come from an answer. It comes from a continuous quest of not knowing the answer and feeling so small and so much in humility that this grand vision of a new earth, it's so big it makes you feel so small, not in a limiting way, but in an awestruck way. And the Lightworker lie, come on, these little hummingbirds. A hummingbird, just before I started the video, a hummingbird came literally right beside me here. See that for a little hero story? I tried to get it on video, but it didn't. It's over on that street, or over on that tree beside. And so I want to own my part in the Lightworker lies that I've told over the time. Again, this is not, I just like alliteration. It's not about lying deliberately to hurt someone, but it has been being deluded with this beautiful grand vision of a new earth and having access to these non-physical realms, having access to being timeless and seeing potential futures that are opportunities, that are potentials, that are already existing. And I've added to that by receiving the vision and just spitting it out straight away like it's already so. And again, the paradox is that that is how it's the faith, that faith born from the truth of a vision and sharing it. But then if that's not met with divine action, inspired action, with daily practice, with every day showing up like that, even and especially when nothing in the world is appearing like that, that vision is not the world that we're living in. And if you are living in that world and you're watching this video, I would have to ask you, why are you hearing these words? If you're living in that world of that already existing potential that we've all tapped into in our own unique ways, you could not hear these words. So the Lightworker lie is like receiving that vision, sharing it openly and joyfully and with beauty and fun, and then not showing the work that it takes every day, not showing the dark side, not showing the hidden story of the hero, not showing on Instagram when you're sat in depression and loss and lack and grief, and not sharing the journey and only sharing the beauty. That's the Lightworker lie. That's the hidden story of the hero's journey that only a very few share. And I've been part of it. And again, it's not, I couldn't think of a better word other than Lightworker lie. I just like alliteration. Again, I'm not sharing that people are deliberately lying about the visions that they receive. It's not, we have to have the faith to share a vision that we cannot see, to reveal it where we can see it, where we can feel it, where we can taste it, where we can touch it. We have to continuously be in that faith. And life is the way it is, and the world is the way it is, and the imperfectly perfect human journey is the way it is. And if we just try and sugarcoat it and try and pretend, that's not the faith born from a knowing of the truth of who we are. That's just sugarcoated. It's false. It's not genuine. And people can feel it. It's like, again, I know I'm like this broken record about the event. This continuous little boys and little girls talking about the event for years. It's always this next event. This is the one. It's always this one. This is the one. This is the one. And that's we talked in a video the other day about death by 1,000 cuts. That's death by 1,000 cuts to your own spirit when you continuously put out this, I don't want to say false hope, this vision of the future, sharing that it is now here, but not revealing the reality of the experience of how that is a future vision already existing, but I'm living the life in this body, in this world of duality, the way it is exactly. But I'm only ever talking about that future vision that actually hasn't materialized in this reality yet. It is here, it's exactly here. But again, unless you're absolutely living it, feeling it. You're in total peace with every being. You never get triggered. You don't get worried about money or family or relationships. You never get sick. None of these things are ever happening. Again, this really challenging paradox that to really reveal this true essence of where we truly are, we have to continuously live and act and be in faith of that. And if we pretend that we are there while we're not, then we give a false light. We give a false perspective to others, especially on social media. I mean, like I've met so many people who I've connected with on social media, and I had a certain vision. I'm sure others could say the same of me. They had a certain vision of what was shared, and then you meet them in the physical, and they're exactly as we all are, imperfectly perfect humans with their fears, and but you don't get to see that on the outside. You don't get to see that on their social feeds. You don't get to see that on what they put out in the world. Like I have some visions of people that I've met online, and their life looks idyllic. They never have a challenge. It looks like they've never sat on a toilet. And I've met someone in person, and there's a part of me that really would like. I mean, I've met very, I would say, highly evolved beings, masters in certain levels of human reality. But I've never yet met someone that actually matches their social media profile. I'm not saying they're not there, maybe because maybe I'm nowhere near there, so I haven't met them yet. They do exist. There are masters walking the planet. But if we continuously share only one side, and continuously, again, it's not about diminishing. It's not about um, doom or gloom, or not about like trying to pretend that there's not this higher vision, that there's not this possibility, that there's not this version of reality that already is existing, and that we continuously live into it. It's just that if you continuously share that and you have not truly embodied it, and it's not your lived reality, you give a false light. You give this lightworker lies. You're not sharing the hidden story of the hero's journey. If it's not embodied, it's not empowering. And I share all of the time, all of the things where I'm not living up to what comes through me. And it pains me. And it's not fun. It's not something that I wish I could say I live into everything that I've come to remember, and live it every day, and live this idyllic life with my wife and son, and we're just shedding rainbows, and there's no trouble, and we don't see like poverty, and we don't feel like less than, and I don't have challenges with my wife and my son, and don't feel socially awkward at times. And I would love that to be the case, and there is a version of me where that is the case. But is that embodied, and is that my lived experience? That is a light worker lie. That is the hidden story of the hero's journey that's not told. And I tell it as much as possible. And I thank a dear sister who reminded me recently, because my life changed so much. I began sharing my story in some 2017 or so, or well, 2016. And then life got so good that I kind of forgot to share the challenges. And I got to a point where like life was so much better than it was before, that I did forget to share the challenges. And that's why I want to talk about this today. And again, beautiful beings with beautiful intentions and beautiful real visions of the new earth that is now here, that is an aspect of reality that is existing, that is where we truly are. I'm not saying don't share it. I share it all the time. I'm just saying that I will choose to share all of that as it comes intuitively, and I will share all of the ways in which I am not embodied in that, and I am not living that, and the world is not reflecting that to me. Not to put it down, not to shift into that reality, not to focus on negativity, to be real and true and authentic in the light. When you turn a light on in the room, unless you're living in a completely sanitized ashram somewhere, and there's no furniture on the ground, there's nothing, it's just you turn on the light, there mightn't be any sort of shadows in that room. But if you live on earth, and if you're actually true, you turn the light on in the room, there's going to be a shadow underneath the chair. There's going to be a shadow created by your physical body. Unless you're really a candle burning light and you don't cast a shadow. It's just the nature of this reality. It's just the nature of this reality. Again, it's not focusing on negativity. Pura vida. It's not focusing on what's wrong. It's not focusing on what's missing. It's just giving everything, especially on social media. And when you meet in physical. Again, I would love to hear. I'm sure others definitely have that experience of me. They've seen maybe only certain versions of things that I've put out, and then they meet me in person and they see all the foibles and all the flaws and all of the human stuff. I'm sure, and I'm happy. I'm very comfortable with that. But I feel it's very important to share. When we access these higher dimensional realities, when we again, it's like this instantaneous answers that are available through technology now. When that's not embodied, when that's not practiced daily, when that's not met, when the world is showing you everything the opposite, and it's a constant choice. It's a constant choice every single day. And again, I'm open to challenges in this. Maybe there is someone watching this that is actually living that life. But then I would ask you, if that is true, and because everything in this reality is reflecting who we are in that moment, how could you hear these words? How could you hear these words that are contrary to your lived, embodied experience? So if you're hearing these words, and again, feel free to challenge. Feel free to say I'm talking shift. We cannot experience something in our life and in our environment unless it is a part of us. So again, I've met people sharing this very high vision, and it's so inspiring, and this very high potential of what is possible on Earth. This version of reality that already exists. Yet here they are, and they meet me. Here they are, and we can have conversations where they're gossiping. Here they are, and there's these ideas of, again, this high vision, this truth, this already existing potential. Yet the reality that is seen is not reflecting that. That's the real challenge of this, is to have that faith born of the knowing of the Christ within, that we continue even when it's not appearing. We continue sharing it even when it's not what it is. But if we continue sharing that even when it's not what it is, and never ever share the reality, we give a false idea, we give this comparison, we put this hierarchical idea into people's world through social media that makes them believe that they're somehow less, that they're somehow wrong, that they haven't done it right, and this one with all of the shiny things and all of the right answers, and their life is working out exactly as it is meant to be, and social media is showing every part of them, then I don't believe it's serving, I don't believe it's empowering, I don't believe it at all. Be life, be the lie. Are you being life, or are you being the lie? Is it a belief? Is it really what is appearing? And again, I'm free and open to be challenged in this. And maybe someone can say I'm focusing on the negative. Maybe I'm focusing on a part of life that I don't want to express. I'm open to that. But I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be authentic. I'm going to be sharing exactly as it is. I'm going to share in that I can share highly inspirational for me. You can decide if that's for you. It comes through me, and from these non-physical beings that share the highest vision, the highest love, the highest truth as I perceive it. And I can act the opposite, and I can experience the opposite, and I can be the complete opposite in my humanness, in my imperfectly perfect humanness. Every day, I can go from being connected to pure love and melting into the divine, and act as the word says deviant. I don't know if deviant is the right word. I don't think I act as a deviant. But I can act the opposite of what I've received. I can be acting and seeing in the world and seeing others acting. Again, I'm totally owning that whenever I see something in the world that is not in alignment with what I'm receiving, I know it's a reflection of me. It's a reflection of me not embodying that. I'm not blaming anyone else. Lightworker lives are within me. The hidden story of the hero's journey is within me. And if I'm making this video, it's because I am still not fully embodying what I'm sharing here. And I see a world reflected, and I see beautiful sharings, and I see beautiful posts to talk about the love that we are, and talk about the event that's eventing, and I'm venting about the event and this new event and this change. This is the one, and it's been happening for who knows, way before I got into this world. But ever since I've got into it, this continuous. It's a lie. It's a lie. This is the event that's going to change everything. This is the one that's going to happen. No, it's the same thing. You still wake up, you still go to the toilet, you still got to clean underneath your nails, you still got to deal with your relationship. Again, someone could challenge that. Maybe it's my projection, maybe it's my limitation. Maybe people are living into that, and this is just my own little bubble of perception that I am receiving this high vision. I've seen these things, I feel these things, I feel it with every part of my being. It's not a belief, it's a knowing, it's an internal experience. And then I go and act the other way. Then I see a world that doesn't reflect that. Maybe that's just me. I'm totally okay with that. And maybe this video is just reflecting projections of my own Lightworker lies. It's projecting, and it's showing what is still hidden within my hero's journey that I've not shared. And I'm totally open to that. And if it's not, and if this serves, I want to invite you to see, if you so choose, where are you hiding the parts of the hero's journey that you don't want to share? Where are you projecting a vision of the world outwardly without the balance of the masculine and feminine, the yin and yang, the dark and light? And do you feel that it may serve you? Do you feel that it may serve another to share your beautiful images, to share your beautiful realizations, to share your beautiful rememberings, and share when you don't live into that, and share when the world doesn't reflect that, and share your troubles, your strife, your challenges? Do you feel that that would serve you and serve someone else? And if you do, happy days. And if not, well, it doesn't make any difference. Do you feel there are ways in which you project an image into the world that doesn't reflect the actual reality of your life? Again, this is this challenging paradox. The beauty of sharing light in a world full of challenges, of darkness, of real deep trauma is an incredible gift. The ability to see through torture, war, abuse, hatred, separation, anger, devastation, and bring light into that is an incredible gift, is a priceless gift, is something beyond words. I am not diminishing that. I am not in any way saying to myself to stop doing that, or sharing to anyone else. Who would I be to tell anyone what to do? And if that is the only thing that you ever share, and if that is the only thing that ever shows up on your feed, are you serving your brothers and sisters who are not experiencing that? If they only see one side and one potential, and they only ever hear what I'm calling Lightworker lies for myself, what I'm calling the hidden story of the hero's journey or the hero's journey, is that really serving you, and is it really serving your brothers and sisters? Or every once in a while, could you maybe share what you're challenged with? Every once in a while, could you maybe share where you're not living up to what you're sharing? Again, open invitation. For me, doing it live, it's open to you. Maybe it resonates, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, turn off. If you're not ready to hear this, then why have you heard it? Talking to myself, open to anyone else hearing this. So I'd like to explore some of those things, those Lightworker lies that I have been part of. There's one thing that comes, and again, this is never intentional. Maybe it is. Let's say, and there's a possibility in subconsciously, or some little weak part of me, or some little poor me part of me wants to do this intentionally. But it's the using of like high metaphysical, esoteric, multidimensional language in a way that only a few will get it, or only a few will hear it, and only a few will understand it. And there's a part of you that knows that some people will have no idea what it is, and maybe it'll make them curious, maybe it'll make them fear of missing out, maybe a part of them will reject it. That's definitely one part of this Lightworker life. Spirit is simple. God is simplicity itself. Complexity is of the mind, and using high language, using in language, using group language that only certain people get, is if we're using that language with people that we know that this is with. I mean, let's say if we're using it all the time, of course there's the place for activation, for igniting, for a spark, creating a spark, because many times I've heard things and I didn't understand them, and then the next day completely new, or a week later, a year later, or whatever. But if it's used in an environment where it's known that most of the people that it's been shared with has no idea what it is, and there's a subtle sense of superiority in using that language, that's a light worker life. I remember in the early days, definitely, because this event one is really strong with me. I remember coming out of meditations or coming out of sessions, and these incredible things would happen internally, and experiencing with others in groups and people that I'd mentored and guided with, and were mentoring me and guiding me, and having these huge activations, realizations, really feeling like really something powerful and special had happened, and sharing that outwardly in the world again in a feeling like in a loving way. But also there's a subtle sense of, this is what we did, this is what I did, and you didn't get to experience it. There's this subtle sense of, we did something. Okay, what you gonna do? That's a light worker lie. That's a hidden. I'll stick with light worker lies, and then we'll go to the hidden part of the hero's journey, which I think is really, because these light worker lies. Again, I'm using light worker lie because I like alliteration. Probably could have come up with a better one, but it was 5:30 in the morning, and this place is going to open soon, and I'd rather do it when there's not so many people here. Give me another light worker lie that I have propagated. This one must be deep because it's taking a while. Give me my light worker lie, please. Lies. Yeah, it comes back to the special one. It comes back to the, I'm the one that's got the thing. I'm the one that's got the key. I'm the one that's got the code. I am the special one. And even if that's done subtly, using we language, using other things, there's just this subtle underlying thing that I've got this special something. There's something that I have that you don't, and you need to get it from me, or I need to give it to you. The special one it's so seductive. It's the biggest test that I've got in my journey. Someone was asking me the other day, he was quite new to kind of this multidimensional or channeled word, and she said to me, how can you tell that what you're receiving is real, is authentic, is online? And I first said, I can't. And I get tested constantly in this way where when I'm receiving guidance, it's happened over and over and over and over. This is the biggest test that I've had. So many times the subtle voice will come to want to make you the special one, the chosen one, the Christ, the blah blah blah, whatever it is. Just insert that's happened over and over again. Thankfully, because of my life and because of the real, like, authentic and raw way that I see my life, and that I know how I've lived, and I know how I continue to live, and how I've shared that I live, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work with me. And again, this is a subtle energy that wants to deceive, the subtle energy that wants to own, that wants to manipulate, that wants to control, if it can get a beautiful, open-hearted being to think it's the special one that has the special code, it can control and manipulate so many, because you can have someone that's very open-hearted and very connected and very beautiful and very captivating, and they can subconsciously control and manipulate others because this energy that wants to separate, control and manipulate has subtly made them feel like they're a special one, and they've got the secret and they've got the code. Again, it's not deliberate. I'd say in vast majority of cases, maybe there's some that's deliberate, but that energy that wants to make you the special one, that wants to make your mission and your purpose and your key and your blah blah whatever, insert spiritual jargon, multi-dimensional gobbledygook here, the special one. That's been the biggest continuous test for me. So I said to the woman that, like, I can't, but I've been tested so many times in this way, and I know my life, and I'm very open to reflect on my life and the huge chasms between what I receive and remember and how I live and how I interact with my wife and my son and people that I meet and the world and my parents, my family, that when I receive this higher guidance, that just in no way aggrandizes the self, and in no way makes me a special being, or in no way makes the information. There's an amazing one. So let's say it's okay. You're a very humble messenger. You're very you're very deeply in your humility, but the information becomes the God. The answer becomes the God. The answer becomes I'm a humble messenger. I'm very in my knowing my place as just this one piece of this integral whole. But now the message is the God. Now the answers is the God. Now the answers is the highest thing that I can give. And even though I'm an imperfect messenger, the message is gold. The message is God. You must listen. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is the Lightworker life. That there is a truth. That a channeled message from non-physical dimensional beings is somehow the truth. It's the truth. And any truth that contravenes that, or I don't know if contravenes even the word, that was the word that was given, that opposes that or gives another perspective of that, is somehow wrong or somehow less. Somehow, that's definitely a light worker lie that I have. We are all one. We are all one. We end every video with "we are all one," and there's certain aspects, certain things that people share in our field, in our community, that trigger me because I feel that they're not right. And who am I to say that it's not right? Something I feel at times people share, and I've got really triggered about things that people share in the Lightworker blah 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 community that completely feel disempowering, that feel false, don't feel right to me. But like, who am I? Who am I to say that that is that their truth is not a truth? And if it triggers that part within me, that means I'm not truly embodied in my own truth. If I'm truly embodied in my own truth, if I know the truth of my being, nothing anyone else ever shares, even if I think it's completely false, completely wrong, completely harmful, will ever do anything to me. It'll just be a simultaneously occurring truth that I happen to feel is not my truth. There's another Lightworker lie that I would like to expose. So I feel like I've got them out. If I haven't, I'll share them some other time. But now I want to jump on to the hidden parts of the hero's journey. So this is slightly different in a way, because so the hero's journey comes from your grand mission, your grand purpose, going into the darkness, accepting the challenge, getting the call, forgetting, then remembering the call to action, the call to adventure. This is in all the great movies, all of the great stories and books and plays kind of loosely follow or exactly follow this idea of the hero's journey or the shero's journey. And so the hidden part of the hero's journey, especially in social media, especially again, I'm applying it to spirituality, multidimensionality, lightworker, starseed, all of this. The hidden part of the hero's journey is we mostly want to share our triumphs. We mostly want to share the beautiful things. We mostly want to share what we've uncovered, what we've remembered, what we did. The hidden part of the hero's journey is when we don't show up every day, whenever it's not the glory moment, when we don't practice, when we know we need to take care of our body, when we know the food that works right for our body, for our soul, and we don't show up in that way, and we don't do it, but yet we still talk about the hero's journey. We're still talking about the hero's journey. Well, the hidden part is the grind. It's the grind of waking up and meditating when you don't feel it. It's the grind of someone coming to you with anger or violence, and you not meeting it with love. But the hero's journey is one day you do. The daily challenge of living up to your hero's journey. It's not sexy. It's not Instagrammable. It's not the part that you want to share. It's all the times that you don't live up to your heroes and hero's journey. It's all the times where you want to keep that part hidden because it's convenient. It's just your darkness. It's the ugliness. It's the dirt. That's the hidden part of the hero's journey. I saw something yesterday that I loved. I think it was in a restaurant. It was like a vegan restaurant. Said something about heal your life. So I think I think they'd done a typo, but it was like a beautifully wisdom-filled typo. Yes, sorry, it was a project where they were doing like permaculture, and they were saying like to come and heal your body, and it said heal the soil, and I was like, it was heal the soil, like the soil, the dirt, heal the soil. It's kind of this, you know, whole thing where you become plant, learn how to plant seeds and do permaculture and all of this. But I think, well, I don't know. This is what I read. It was like heal your soul. By healing your soil, you heal your soul. And you don't heal the soil by meditating, you heal the soil. I don't like the word healing again. I would like for upstairs management to give me a more aligned and a more expanded word than healing. It still hasn't come, so let's just use it because everyone uses. But with the caveat that you have nothing to heal, we have nothing to heal. We're already whole and perfect exactly as we are. But let's just use that word because that's what was written. It was like heal the soil, heal your soil, and I was like, heal your soul, but you don't heal your soul, or you don't heal the soil by meditating on. Although on some level, energetically, there is absolute beautiful benefit from that. You heal the soil by stop putting toxins into it, stop spraying chemicals on it, stop stripping it bare, stop monoculture, stop planting the same tree over and over again for profit. That's how you heal the soil. So you heal the soil by taking action, by getting your hands dirty, by, picking plastic out of the soil, by bringing it back to its natural nature where things die and become this depth of darkness where new things can grow, where new things can sprout. And you have to dig out all the crap that we put in there as humans, the plastic that doesn't disintegrate, all of the negative thoughts, all of the ways in which we've taken advantage of the earth. But it was like heal the soil, heal the soul. So, the hero's journey is about taking action. It's about hearing the call to adventure and actually taking an action, stepping out and doing something, not just sharing with the world the days when you're the hero or the shero. It's not. It's about when's your hands dirty. When did you forget everything? When did you pass by? There was some rubbish lying on the soil and you just passed by because you were too busy. Like Mother Gaia talks to me all of the time, and I have this she continuously tells me this thing, and in the book it talks, in A Life of Bliss, Living Transmission, it talks about this. Don't talk about this. Don't. Whenever you pick up rubbish, this virtue signaling. Whenever you do pick up some rubbish, you picked up someone else's rubbish, so you want to be the hero that picks up someone else's rubbish. They say don't talk about this, but I can't give the example without talking about this. So it's like pick up the rubbish from the beach that someone else left there, and don't make a big fanfare about it. Pick up the rubbish, put it in the bin. Don't talk about it. Don't post it on social media. You're virtue signaling because you're picking up someone else's rubbish, because you're some sort of Buddha or some sort of like eco warrior that's, oh, poor me, poor earth. No, just pick it up and don't talk about it, even though I'm talking about it. And it's like, I have at times been walking along the beach and doing something, and I've seen some rubbish, and I've been to, and again, Mother, she tells me very gently, no, she's not demanding. Um, she's just a beautiful being, is just reminding me, can you leave this place better than you found it? Does it matter who dropped that rubbish? No, it's our rubbish. It's our sand. It's our earth. And there's many times I walk past it and I could have picked it up, and there's some wee story that comes up, and then I just don't pick it up. That's the hidden story of the hero's journey. The hero's journey outwardly, or the Lightworker life, is like, oh, I'm such this eco warrior. I'm this beautiful. I'm so connected with Mother Earth that I always pick up all the plastic and I always pick up all the rubbish. Look at me. I'm such a beautiful hero, Shiro. There are many times. And she just tells me subtly, look, you've walked past that. You could have picked it up. And again, it's not punishing. It's not judging. It's just, look, listen to all of the things that you said. And again, I don't talk about that outwardly because it's not about that. But you know, if you have that way, I'm connected with Earth. I'm one with the Earth. I'm a cell of her body. I'm a neuron of her mind. And still, I leave the rubbish sometimes because I couldn't be bothered. Or I have some usual story is, oh, I need gloves, or I need a plastic or something like that. That's just the hidden story of the hero's journey, which is gold. It's beautiful. That's the soil. The soil is everything that died and that is open, that gives itself to create new life. But if I don't share that and I only share the hero part, it's worthless. It's not worthless. Being a part of the vision of where we know we can go, where we already are, but we haven't revealed it, it's not worthless. But if it's not shared with humility, and it's not shared with balance, it's not shared with the yin and yang, it becomes a false light. It becomes a light worker light. It becomes the hidden part of the hero's journey that you don't share, that I don't share. So that's one thing that she's reminding me to share. Um, yeah, it's the daily, it's the showing up and meditating when you don't feel like it. It's the being completely triggered by someone that's something shared, and you feel like it's false and you feel like it's actually harmful to others, and being able to accept that as a truth, that you don't have to in any way do anything about it, and what it's bringing up within you is a part of yourself that shows you're not fully embodied in your own truth, because there's infinite simultaneously existing truths, and my truth does not become in any way diminished because someone shares an opposing truth. That's a very deep one for me. That's 4 beautiful green birds just landed in this tree. Oh, look, could we call in the magic of the hummingbirds the other day? And just a magical thing happened with a hummingbird. You can see the video. AI doesn't have an answer for this on YouTube. If you want to see that magic that happened in not the way that I expected at all. So what else is the hidden parts of the? Again, yeah, it's just the most simple things. It's the things that don't make good posts on Facebook or Instagram or videos. It's the part. It's just like it's the doing the dishes. It's the cleaning your clothes yesterday because they're so smelly because it's so humid, and you went in an ecstatic dance instead of cleaning your clothes, and the whole car smells with your clothes when you're traveling. It's the picking up the dirt. It's the playing your part that's not Instagrammable, and sharing that part openly, and not just this tendency or this like real call to be the hero all the time, the hero all the time. I mean, definitely there'll be times that I have done that, but I do feel like once I've been reminded again, I share the shit and I share the shift. I share when because there are times I embody that, the highest vision. It's infrequent, but there are times. And there are many more times when I don't. And I share it. And I'm sharing it here. And maybe this resonates, maybe it doesn't. I don't care. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for freedom. I'm not here to say what's popular. I'm not here to just fit in. I'm here to shift up within myself, and if that influences others in a beneficial way, happy days. If it influences others to unfriend me and unfollow, happy days. Because we're coming to a time where what is going to be uncovered and revealed in the collective, that which we've been talking about for years, is going to shock so many people that haven't owned their darkness, that haven't, if you haven't touched your own darkness, when the real true darkness of this world and its potential appears, it's going to shake every foundation, and there's going to be millions of people that are like that. It's we've been talking again, false prophet future, Lightworker lies. I've been sharing this for years. I remember talking about it like in 2017, about the darkness, about like stuff with children, stuff with religion, stuff with satanic rituals. This video is going to get suppressed once you start talking about this stuff. The horrendous things that happen to humans that you just can't even put words to those. The huge chasm of life experience on earth, that we think we see what's really happening in the world, but in the underbelly, in the tunnels, in like dark corners of human consciousness represented as humans on earth, is going to absolutely devastate people's consciousness. And if you have not owned your own darkness, if you have not really embodied it, it's going to be a very, very, very challenging time coming up. It's going to be a challenging time regardless. But if you have not seen if I cannot see my part in all of the things that I've seen, and I've seen some and experienced some incredibly, there's no words to the depths of depravity that humans can inflict on other humans and children. If I have not found a part of myself, a part of the deep recesses of my consciousness that has added to the possibility of that appearing on earth, I am going to crumble. But I can say in some ways I have, and that's been my continuous journey. So I just want to invite you to find where the hidden parts of your hero's journey could really serve another and serve yourself if you accept them and honor them. And it doesn't mean you have to share them publicly like I do. I just do this public verbal diary just because that's part of my role. It may not be part of your role to share it publicly, but if you're not finding your part in it, if you completely separate the dark and the light, and that you have only your place in the light and you cannot have any part of the dark, life is about to get a whole lot more challenging. The filters, the veils that have kept, we talk about the veil as a quote bad thing. The veil has protected humans and kept them in a little bubble with compassion, actually. Because when people really see what is possible for humans to do to other humans, influenced by an energy that is not human and influenced by a sadistic and satanic and separation-based consciousness, like it's not going to be easy. But if we've owned our darkness, if we continuously, and I say owned like it's finished, if we are able to continuously own our part in this unfolding, in this revealing, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a revelation. It's going to continuously, layers are going to be taken off, and this compassionate veil that has been placed around us to keep us from the trauma of what is going to unfold now. Whole foundations of people's belief systems is going to fall out from under them overnight. Whole systems that we've relied on and that whether we feel like we're part of them or not, are going to crumble. They're literally going to dissolve, and people are going to be left with absolutely just not knowing who they are and why they're here and what this is, and like things are going to be uncovered that shake the foundations of everything. of what we believe to be true and what we believed humans were capable of, and what is here. And this new world and this beauty and this love, it's already here simultaneously existing with that. And I'm not talking about focusing on it constantly. I'm not talking about being negative. I'm not talking about only being this doomsayer. I'm talking about yin and yang, masculine and feminine, dark and light, the soil and the sky simultaneously existing in a space where you can choose what you focus on, who you are becoming, and what is your role in that. And if your role is only to be the light bearer, and again, I could be completely off with this. And actually, I know there are people who their role is to be in the background, holding pure love all of the time, and not to get into the weeds and the muck. So I should balance that up, because I've met them and I know them and I see their work and I thank them deeply and dearly for their work. But my experience of them, and they have been few, is always they're in the background. They're not front facing. They're not in the trenches, so to speak. They're holding a vibration there. Generally, those who are front facing and you see them and you're interacting with them, they more have this dual purpose, where the light and the dark. But then if you have someone in this front facing and they're, wow, the green man is just appearing to me in these leaves. That is absolutely crazy. So this nature spirit, the green man, I'm just literally seeing a very small version, just looking straight at me, just quietly looking. Yeah, and what he's asking me to share here is go back to this soil analogy. Without the soil, without all the things that have died, some violently, without all the things that has decomposed and dissolved from what it was to allow what is to become, there wouldn't be this perfect ecosystem. There wouldn't be this beauty of nature. There wouldn't be these trees. There wouldn't be, if that darkness was not able to be gone through and things to die, literally die violently and be dissolved into this dark soil of the soul, to birth beauty, to birth flowers, to birth, the this nature. Oh my God, this is really crazy. Because I'm literally seeing this, and then on the other side, I'm seeing a beautiful Costa Rican lady who is completely unaware of this being here. It's literally kind of just saying yes. That's what we're reminding you of. And we need the flyers, and we need the fuckery. We need the high. We need the low. We need the becoming and the forgetting. We need the darkness to reveal the beauty of the light. We need the soil that the flower will grow on. We need the shit to see what's shining. When I say need, it's not need in a we have to get that. I have to be the dark. It's that it's just a natural nature. We don't need anything, but the natural nature of this polarized world determines that something dies, becomes soil, and something beautiful grows. An animal drops, the ants come and pick it apart, or this, we see a lot here, the vultures. The vultures find something wrong, they pick it apart and they tear it apart and they eat bits of it, and then it's brought back into the ecosystem. They shit it out and it goes into the soil and something beautiful grows. So if the hero's journey is just all about the hero and the shero, or the light worker is just all about the light, there's imbalance. And again, if you're embodied fully in your hero or shero, amazing, and you're sharing it and you're living it out, that's what a beautiful gift. Again, you're not going to hear these words if that's you, because this wouldn't be your reality. And if you're fully in the light and you're fully in the fifth dimension and you're the highest truth, and you're fully living without any worldly resources, and you don't need any worldly resources, and you don't need anything from anyone else, beautiful. I would ask you, why are you hearing these words? If that is the case, is that the only word that you see? You can share. Who knows? I don't know. I know nothing. I'm just venting. But the real purpose of this video is for me to share my Lightworker lives, to share some of, and I mean, there's plenty more probably that I haven't got but I'll keep it under an hour, and for me to share the hidden parts of my hero's journey. And so I'll wrap it up by sharing like the balance to this. Like I've been given this, say I've been given, there has been this revealing to me. It just appeared one day in meditation. I'm on a life mission to ignite, unite, and highlight 144,000 heart leaders living and giving their unique genius on the earth, and to impact and inspire the next 7 generations on earth, leaving a legacy of love. Now, how, how, how I can even achieve even 0.1% of a fraction of that, I have no idea. That humbles me. That makes me feel infinitesimally small. That doesn't make me feel big. That doesn't make me feel grand. That does not. That's how I know that is a true vision. Because I haven't got a clue how to do. I can't do that. I cannot do that. That's a vision that forces me to become something that I have never been before. That vision demands that I bring so many people together. That demands for me to be something that I don't even know what it is. That's how I know that is a true vision. And it's so big that I just can't even begin to say, like, how, I don't even know where to start. This is a start. Every moment is a start of that. And I know that has come to me. I don't like saying me. I'm delivering that message as a call to bring together others that resonate with that feel that calls something within them. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just delivering a message that's for a group. It's for, because this is like a group seems small. Like I have no that like that makes me feel so small. It doesn't give me any ego. It doesn't give me any spiritual ego whatsoever. It doesn't give me any like aggrandizement. It makes me feel infinitesimally small. It makes me feel completely inadequate. It makes me feel like absolutely just completely lost. I have absolutely no idea how that can come to be. None. And I know that it's appeared for a reason. And I know that reason is for me to be dissolved, and to come together with others that have some form of resonance and call with that. And we will come together, and in some ways we will come together, and that will bring others together, and in some way that will appear. But I have no idea. And little me and little Martin can't do anything and won't do anything to make that happen. That is an archetypical vision that will be birthed through many, many beings in many different versions of that. Again, it's not just the me version of that. It's not that version that's shared. That's just filtered through this one. But it's to come together with others with like mind and like heart and like hands who are ready to take action. Who are ready to have their Lightworker vision and not be afraid to share their Lightworker lives. To call together those who have know that they've got a hero's journey and a hero's journey, but they're not going to keep hidden the parts of it that are not sexy, that are not Instagrammable, that are not fun. That's what this is calling together. The green man's just standing there looking at me very still now. For those that are willing to be dissolved as to who they were, to die every day, so that they can become the soil that heals the soul. To literally die, to let go of all of your shit and all of your shit, and to die every day. To let go of all of the little versions and visions of yourself, and to die to something far greater, to something far beyond. To die to all of those little false beliefs I've held about myself and we've held about ourselves. And to be humble enough to know I am God. To have the humility to know we are all one. can I be humble enough to know that we are all one? Can I be humble enough to know I am God? That's humility. That's going to trigger some. Real humility is knowing I am God. Arrogance, ego, spiritual ego is all from the little separate me that thinks it's special. We've had the hour. Okay, didn't think we would have an hour. So, this has been Lightworker Lies of this one, and the hidden path of the hero and Shiro's journey. I'd love to hear in the comments what this has sparked in you, what this has triggered in you. If you've unfollowed or unfriended, goodbye. I love you. We are one. And I'm humble enough to know we are one, and I'm humble enough to know nothing that I say has any weight or any truth save the truth that I feel in it, and maybe someone else feels the truth in it, but there's no um, false idea that I've got any answers. I've got no answers. What I feel I do have is the ability to question. I'm developing the ability to question. Because I shared another video this week. If you haven't seen it, go back and look at the video. That was called, it was on Easter Sunday, I can't remember what it was called. The time of answers being valuable is over. Not like it's coming, it's over. Every answer for all the human knowledge there ever was is already instantly available to pretty much everyone on the planet. So answers now, the time of like the guru with the answers, the time of the the whoever with the answers, that's value has disappeared now. The value will be the question, the one who can ask the deepest questions, not give the right answer. So when I share that vision of the 144,000 heart leaders, that forces me to ask questions, not give answers. If I had to give an answer that I'm like done, it's finished. I don't have any answer to that. That's how I know it's a God idea, not a good idea. Because I have no answer as to how that is, but I do have questions. How can I bring together others that could ask the right questions as to how together we can ask more questions as to how we can begin to maybe in some way be part of that vision? Not do that vision, not answer that vision, be part of that vision. How can I bring someone that asks me the right questions about that vision, which I would love in the comments. Please now invite you as you're watching this video, if you're watching live or on the replay. Firstly, if you're watching the replay, put I am a time traveler, because you are. And I'd love you to ask me a question that brings out something, a deeper question about that vision. How can I ask the right questions that opens doors, that opens veils, that opens portals, that opens not to a smart answer, not to some clever thing, that opens a deeper question. And I invite you to put in the comments now a question on that, please. And I invite you to question me regularly if you feel called. And I invite you to question the unquestioned assumptions in your life, as I do. And even I can question that vision. Is that I can question daily, is that something that I've just made up? Is that something that I've just put out there to sound cool, to sound good, to sound grand? And when I question that, I can truly say that it doesn't. Because the part of me that knows that I have no idea how to do that, I would never want to share publicly something the human part of me would never want to share something that I have no idea how I could do, because I just can't. Because there's no me to do it. There's no me that can come up with how that could be, and like impacting and inspiring the next 7 generations of Earth. Like what? Like 144,000 people, heart leaders. Like I have no answer to that, but I do have questions, and I do have curiosity, and I do have a humbleness and a humility enough to know that I have no answer to that, and to know that it's come for some reason. And if it is just a reason, just so it sounds good, whatever, then that's what it is. But I'll continue to question, and I'll question myself: where am I on the imperfectly perfect journey of that vision today? Where am I now as I sat here in front of this little metal and plastic box talking shift? Where am I on that journey? And I'm not going to give it the answer of I'm nowhere near it, even though I kind of have. But it's just the question, where am I in that journey? Okay, here I am. Okay, let's continue. Every little sharing about it opens a little more, but I don't want an answer. I'm just like, okay, well, how can I evolve this further? How can I ask the right questions? How can I meet the right person? What question do I not even know that I need to ask? That someone, if I ask a question here, will give me a question that deepens that opens that, and gives another question. So the quest the eye is on is a continuous quest of questions, of questioning yourself, of questioning your reality. Again, it's not about doubting, it's not about focusing on the negative, it's just about being authentically raw and real about what this life is, what you're experiencing, what is it that you are, what is the world showing you that you have embodied. And as far as that vision goes, what is the world showing me that I've embodied? I've embodied the ability to share that without even thinking. Like, that literally came through in a meditation. I don't like rehearse that thing that comes through. That comes so naturally. So I have embodied the ability to let the vocal version of that vision come through me without effort, without thought. And that's about it. Unless, in this sharing today, you feel called by that vision. You feel called in some way that you could bring a question to that vision, that you could be part of the quest the eye is on of that vision, of those 144,000 heart leaders, of that leaving a legacy of love for the next 7 generations on earth. And then maybe you're called to be part of it. Then maybe you're called to know that you've got a question that can lead to a further question, that can lead to an opening of that vision within the quest that the eye is on. And if you are, put the question here, send me a message, and let's explore it further. I hear my wife and son stirring. Oh, they're more than stirring. They're right on the... Bon dia! Pura vida! Okay, so that is my time to know, because I think this kitchen is opening soon. So please put your questions in here, put your challenges in here. If you're really brave, put your Lightworker lies and put your hidden hero stories in here. They're welcomed. I think that's it. Feel we are complete. I'm going to share one last time. It is going to be shared one last time. And if you feel called to this, if you feel resonant with this, you can let us know by asking a question. I am on a life mission to ignite, unite, and highlight 144,000 heart leaders living and giving their unique genius on the earth, and to impact and inspire the next 7 generations on earth, leaving a legacy of love. Until next time, from my heart to yours, the divine in me sees, loves, and honors the divine in you. Namaste. We are